Welcome to KINE2253, Motor Development Across the Lifespan. I'm going to go over the syllabus for this semester, spring 2020. This class is an online distance education course. There are no prerequisites and no co-requisites. For the 001 section, I will be your instructor. My name is Dr. Pangelinen, but you can call me Dr. P for short. You can come meet an appointment with me through email. My office is in the Kinesiology Building, room 168. For this class, the textbook will be available online through All Access. We will be using the Lifespan Motor Development 7th edition with the Web Study Guide by Haywood and Getchell. In order for you to access the textbook online, you're going to follow a few important steps. First of all access is provided through RedShelf. There will be a link on the Canvas page and a separate tutorial to show you how you access your online textbook. The purpose of All Access is to reduce the cost to students and make delivery of all textbooks available digitally. On Canvas, you will see a link to RedShelf on the left side of the panel, as well as under modules. For the class, you will have a discounted price of $66.25. This is for the online digital version. The print price is going to be $129.95. If you're interested in a print copy of the All Access version, you can go to the bookstore and they can print it for you for around $30. You will have access to the RedShelf link for the online textbook for the first 2 weeks of class. However, if you don't want to be charged, you can opt out of the program, and there are instructions posted on the Canvas site under the RedShelf link and under the link under modules for textbooks. This will only opt you out of the digital materials and not the class itself, so it's up to you to buy a hard copy version with the web study guide. If you remain opted into the program, on January 29th, you will see on your e-bill the amount due for this textbook. All Access automatically puts all charges on this bill, so if you're on scholarship, everything should be taken care of. After the opt-out deadline, we can only offer refunds to students who have dropped the course or withdrawn from the university. That's why the opt-out deadline is really important for you to make a decision whether or not you're going to be charged. Remember, if you're opted in, you haven't explicitly opted out of the program by January 29th, you will be charged. If you run into issues with accessing the textbook, there are a couple different ways that you can receive help. The first is to follow the syllabus and go to the RedShelf customer service. You can also check to make sure that you're getting access to the book by using the most updated version of your browser. Google Chrome works best with All Access. You can also make an appointment with me because we're happy to help you get access to the book. And Russell Weldon, who's the head of the bookstore, is in charge of making sure that all students get access to the digital content. You can also come to the bookstore and get help in person. And lastly, there's also a link to the All Access to get more information. So the purpose of the course is to help students understand and develop skills regarding the broad concepts of motor development across the lifespan. The course objectives include enabling students to be able to define the study of motor development with respect to the historical and conceptual frameworks. Examine or analyze human movement across the lifespan with respect to the biomechanical, biological, physiological, psychological, social, and cognitive factors or constraints. To differentiate between development, growth, maturation, and aging, and how this affects each of the different systems in your body. And lastly, to describe the developmental trajectory of locomotor, ballistic, manipulative, and fitness skills. As far as the course content is concerned, the requirements and the evaluation, you will have a cumulative final that will be worth 40% of your grade. This cumulative final will be taken in person and will cover chapters 1 through 9 of the textbook, as well as 13 and 14. You'll be required to sign up for a time slot to complete the final exam in person. If you are not on campus this semester, you need to take the test with an online proctor. You can email your course instructor for more information. In addition to the cumulative final, there'll be 12 quizzes, each with respect to the chapters that we'll cover in the textbook. The syllabus quiz is also another quiz that's added on the course navigation site. This syllabus quiz just reiterates some of the most important points that we get questions throughout the semester from students. So if you don't understand what's on the syllabus, please refer back to this lecture or look back on the syllabus. Everything is on the syllabus. The chapter quizzes will be based on questions from both the textbook and the online lectures. The average of the 11 quizzes for each of the different chapters we'll cover will be used to compute your final grade for the quiz section. All of the quizzes are timed, and students will have 20 minutes to complete each quiz, and each quiz must be completed by the due date listed below. Quizzes are to be taken independently through Canvas, and students will have one opportunity to complete each quiz before the deadline. You will not be able to take a quiz after the due date without contacting your section instructor before the quiz due date with a university-approved documentation. Makeup quizzes for only university-approved excuses will be taken in person with your section instructor. Any students found in violation of the Academic Honesty Code, including completing the quizzes with the assistance of another student, meaning copying another student's quiz, completing the quizzes with the help of another student or outside source, we forward the Academic Honesty Committee directly. If you encounter any technical difficulties while completing the quiz, you need to email your instructor immediately so that adjustments can be made. Make sure to take a screenshot or photo to document what your technical issue is. It's highly advised that you take each quiz on a laptop computer or a desktop computer with solid access to the internet. It's not recommended that you take the quizzes with your phone. We've encountered many students that have had issues right before the deadline, and we cannot deal with cell phone-based quiz issues without the help of OIT. The third major component of the grade is the guided video assessment using the web study guide. This is worth 20% of your grade and will be broken down into 2 separate guided video assessments. For the video assessments, you will watch videos on the web study guide of children performing throwing, jumping, kicking, and hopping movements, and you'll answer questions about the quality of the movement performance for each child. The goal of the first video assessment is to become a good overall observer of motor skills across development and to consider the factors that influence the performance of these different motor skills. The goal of the second video assessment is to learn how to evaluate the stage of skill and make recommendations to improve that individual's skill. The final component of the grade is a movement biography, which is worth 10%. There are 2 options for the movement biography. For option 1, the purpose of this assignment is to better understand your development from prenatal life to adulthood. To do this, you will interview your parents using a list of questions. You must submit your answers to these questions as a Word document. Then you'll put together, using any pictures, video, text, or audio from your interview, to create a short 2 to 3 minute video slideshow of your developmental milestones. You'll post this video slideshow to YouTube and provide your instructor with a link to review your video. The second option is to better understand how you have mastered a particular skill. For example, doing a back handspring, shooting a lacrosse ball, throwing a curveball. You will complete a list of questions asking how you developed this skill and how you would break down this skill to teach a novice. You will then use any pictures, videos, or text to create a short 2 to 3 minute video slideshow of this skill. In the video, you will perform a skill at an expert or skillful level. You will then break down the major components of the skill with step-by-step instructions to teach a novice how to do this skill. It's important to note that for both of these options, there are 2 submissions. 1 Word document containing your answers to the questions, and 1 video. Failure to submit one of these 2 components will result in a failure grade. The grading scale is set in stone. An A is from 90 to 100, a B is from 80 to 89.9, a C is 70 to 79.9, a D is 60 to 69.9, and an F is anything less than 60%. There is no extra credit, so you need to make sure that you're always taking each of the quizzes based on the due dates, and you're preparing for the cumulative final exam throughout the course. Below is a tentative course schedule. All of your section work, including your chapter quizzes and your individual guided video assessments and your movement biography, must be completed by the dates in red by 11:59 p.m. It's important to note that you won't have access to the first set of quizzes until you finish the syllabus quiz. Each week, on Mondays, you will have a due date. Quizzes will not be made available before the dates listed below. Since this is an online course, there's really no reason for any type of excused absences or late assignments. All work must be submitted on the Canvas system on time and prior to the respective due date. No late assignments or quizzes will be accepted without contacting your section instructor before the quiz or assignment due date with university-approved documentation, like medical documentation of an illness, obituary or death certificate of a family member, student-sponsored organization or intercollegiate athletic travel, religious observances, subpoena from court appearances. Again, makeup quizzes for university-approved excused absences will be taken in person with your section instructor. As mentioned above, we will follow the University Academic Honesty Code for all assignments, including quizzes. Please refer to the Student Policy e-handbook for additional details. Students that need accommodations are asked to submit their accommodation request through AU Access and to arrange a meeting during the first week of classes or as soon as it's possible so that accommodations can be made. To set up this meeting, please contact me or your section instructor through email. If you have not already established accommodations through the Office of Accessibility, but you still need accommodations, you need to contact the Office of Accessibility to set up an appointment. All course communications will take place through the Canvas announcements from your instructor to the course. Students may contact their instructor via email with any questions regarding classroom material. I have posted an example template of what a professional email to a professor regarding questions for classes should look like. It's really important to note that instructors teach multiple classes, take classes themselves, conduct research, and have personal lives. Instructors typically respond to emails within 24 hours. Do not email your instructor multiple times within 24 hours. This greatly reduces our efficiency and will not lead to a faster response time. It's also important to note that instructors may not respond to emails outside of typical work hours, from the hours of 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Given that most assignments are due on Monday at 11:59 p.m., do not expect your instructor is going to be available to help you with any technical issues after 5 p.m. on that Monday. So you should plan accordingly to make sure that if you run into a technical issue, it's during typical work hours. Disrespectful emails will not be tolerated and will not be responded to. Please follow the example template that's provided under the announcements page to ensure that you are sending respectful emails to your course instructors. Students are expected to check Canvas on a regular basis. Again, all course materials are available on Canvas or through the web study guide through the Human Kinetics website. All communications from the instructor will be through the KINE2253 Canvas announcements. All lectures will be posted under Canvas under modules. There will be a PDF and links to YouTube videos of me providing lectures discussing each of the chapters. All assignments and quizzes are posted on Canvas and will be made available based on the timeline above. As far as professionalism is concerned, as faculty, staff, and students interact in professional settings, we are expected to demonstrate professional behaviors as defined by the College of Education's conceptual framework. These professional commitments and dispositions are listed below. to engage in responsible and ethical practices, including not cheating or collaborating on quizzes and individual assignments, to contribute to collaborative learning communities, demonstrate a commitment to diversity, and model and nurture intellectual vitality. I think this is going to be a great semester, and I want you to know that all of your course instructors are here to help you better understand the material and to do well in the class.